let you all know that we do apologize for having to move the location at the last moment. And because I am not in my normal comfort zone, there may be sometimes when I may forget something up here. So what I want you to keep in mind is that if it's anybody's fault that I mess up, it's Carolyn's fault. And she has not decided to retire at this point. This will be a normal day for us. We will not even be here. So just keep that in mind as we're going forward, okay? We do have a short program that is planned for you, and hopefully everyone has a copy of the program, and we will follow it in the order that it you actually see it. Yeah, you have a copy?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. So the first thing we have is the formative years. So of course, our program is divided up into 3 sections. So with the formative years, what Mr. Miles said is he developed a video, which we will now look at.
The truth.
The truth shall set her free.
She's worth $35.25.
So we're gonna wait until we dim the lights, and then we will proceed. And we have called about the air, so hopefully you will find that the air will cool off just a little bit.
Turn it up. Got some old people in here.
Carolyn, truth, yeah.
Is this thing on? I asked to share some of my memories of growing up with Carolyn. I'll keep this brief because I can really talk about our childhood for hours. My first memory was that I was a happy 11-month-old baby boy. And then suddenly this precocious but beautiful little girl showed up. Her name was Carolyn. I immediately accepted my responsibilities as her protector and as her torturer. By torturer, I mean, I did things such as when she first started walking, I was so jealous of her walking and the attention she received that I pushed her on a hot stove. She still has those scars today that testify to that level of torture. As a protector, the kids in the neighborhood growing up knew you don't mess with Miles' little sister. And as we got older, in middle school and high school, other kids knew they didn't mess with Carolyn because either I would get them, or my best friends who also loved Carolyn would take care of them. We grew up poor, but my mother and father provided for us many educational tools such as magazines in the house to read. They strove to buy and pay for an encyclopedia, but we had those. There was never any real sibling rivalry between us. We both accomplished certain goals. Both had our own level of achievements and accomplishments. I've been told by people who followed her in high school, that is North, and at TSU in the honors program, that she was a living legend. However, I think the living legend part was really in her mind. I always accept what my friends told me, that she was a legend. Now, Carolyn began her career in library science in 1974, and for almost 44 years, she's been a legend in the Memphis area and library services. Now, Carolyn, as you prepare to retire, our prayers, the hopes, and aspirations are that you will enjoy your retirement years. You'll be able to do many things you wanted to do more traveling, do more reading, finish projects. So as I close out, let's take a look at some of the pictures that show how wonderful our childhood years are. So Carolyn, we love you, and we hope you enjoy your retirement to the fullest. Bye.
All right, Black Pearl, a tribute to Carolyn Head, for Carolyn Head by Alice Faye Duncan. No silver platter, no diamond tiara, but she is proud. Black, bold, and beautiful. Like some Dahomey warrior, her shoulders square, her head held high, she is often pioneered. A woman of many firsts, a true American treasure, a precious black pearl. She is somebody's courageous mama, sister, auntie, and friend. She is somebody's very special daughter. She is the one who has forged her way and paved her own path. In the midst of challenge and struggle, through laughter and tears, time after time, she is the one who stands rooted through the ages, a leader, sometimes bending but unbroken. She is proud, poised woman. From the past, present, always, Carolyn is a precious black pearl.
Thank you so much. I knew it would not have the same effect for us to read that to us. So, you know, Mr. Taylor is coming, but I want him to sit back and just enjoy the program. But he sings so beautifully. Didn't he? At that point, I walked away because I knew it was a done deal. I contacted the committee member. I said, would you believe that she is telling me who to be on this program? I just so you know, it's her game. Let her have what she wants. So I picked up the phone and I called Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor said, whatever you need, just let me know. I will be there. So we will have a musical selection by our very own Mr. Harry Taylor.
Because they said it was a surprise, but Carolyn asked me to sing.
Would you like
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, it's not, I'm not here.
Let's try. Is that me?
I was trying to find a song for Carolyn, and I kept running 3 or 4 battles in my mind about it, because she's such a sweet lady. You know, only in this audience will I share that she is absolutely a wonderful woman. But I would never tell her. I would never share that with her because, like her brother said, she thinks she all in the bag. But I settled on one song. It must have been cold in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. You always walked a step behind. Did you ever know that you were my hero? Yes. And everything I'd like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. I always walked a step behind. Did you ever know that you were my hero? Oh, and everything I'd like to be. Yeah, I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, did you ever know that you were my hero? No, 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 and everything I like to be. Oh, I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. Yeah. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Thank you so much, Mr. Taylor, for that selection. We're moving on to the progressive years. And as the term describes, this is the time when her career took off. You know, this is the time when she started in librarianship and she advanced from level to level to level. And this was the time when I actually got a chance to meet her. So she started out as a children's librarian. She has been a circulations librarian. She has been a branch manager. She's been a branch coordinator. And when I met her in 1993, she became the second library director at Shelby State Community College. Now, for those of you who possibly have been around for some time, you may remember that Shelby State was once a branch of the Memphis Public Library System. So when the agreement was not renewed, Carolyn became our second director. And during this time, as I said, I met her for the very first time. I had heard of her, but I got a chance to meet her. And during the time that I have worked with her, it has been a pleasure because Carolyn has allowed me to grow in the profession. There are times when I have asked her, could I do something, and she may not have been able to visualize it, but she gave me my own autonomy to be able to just become the person that I am today. So I credit her for that. I know that I need to limit what I'm talking about because I could stand here and talk about all the great things she's done for me for a long time. But I do want to limit it down to three things, three characteristics that I think describe her as being a great leader and a great boss. First of all is her diplomacy and acts of fairness. Carolyn is the type of person that regardless of if you don't like what she has said to you, she will be very thorough, very concise, very concrete, and she would do it so thoughtfully. Actually, you can't get upset with her because she has not been malicious about it, okay? And then she has the highest level of wanting to be fair to everyone, okay? As an employee, lots of times we look at how things affect us. But as a leader, you have to look at how things affect the entire organization. And that's what she does. She doesn't quickly come to a decision about anything. She takes her time and she looks at something and she decides how it will affect everyone. And one example of this is one thing that she decided to change was how we were approving holiday leave. When Carolyn came in, the way leave was approved was whoever submitted the request first, they were automatically approved. So she asked me, why am I receiving leave requests for Christmas in February? I said, that's because people want to make sure that they have that time off. So she said, this doesn't seem quite fair, so we really need to look at this. So now we have a system in place to where there's a designated period for everyone to submit their leave request. And before anyone is approved, we look at certain criteria, like were you off last year at this time? Do we have enough coverage? So at this point, there were some people who were disappointed, but others felt as though this was a very fair way of doing it. So this is her way of making sure that everyone feels good about a situation. The second thing that I want to talk about is Carolyn as a person. She's just a very nice person. She has a very caring spirit about her. She's always looking out for us professionally and also looking out for us on a personal level. And I know that she cares for each and every one of us as employees, and I'm sure you can attest to the same thing. So when it comes to us on a professional level, Carolyn is always concerned about customer service. And her thing with us is, you need to go beyond just doing your job. I want you to go just a little bit higher, to go above, because for the library to stand out as being an important unit on campus, the staff needs to stand above what is considered the standard. So she's always talking that to us. On a personal level, she can just connect with people. No matter who you are, she can connect with you. So she's looking out for how things affect you. We have 2 employees who have recently returned from Transylvania. They went on an archaeological dig. Now, when the request came to me, I was like, I don't see how we can do this during the summer. But when Carolyn saw it, the first thing she said, we need to make this happen, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these young people. So even though she had just returned from off of sick leave, she said, put me on the schedule wherever I need to go, because I want this to happen for them. And she didn't just do it for them, but she's done things like that for all of us. Okay. The third thing is that I want to talk about how Carolyn inspires people to do just a little bit more than they want to do. And my example of that is, you know how this Murphy's Law is, anything that can happen will happen, just like it happened today with us with changing this meeting. When we moved into the parish library, we did not take ownership of the building at the time when we were supposed to. So we had professional movers. The professional movers could not wait for us to get ownership of the building. They had another job they had to go to. So they said, we got to get your things off of our carts, off of our trucks, because we got another job we need to go to. So what we found ourselves facing is a library across the street. They had books upstairs that should have been downstairs and vice versa. We had books all on the floors, we had books in the cabinets, and it was a nightmare. Carolyn came to me and she said, do you see a way that we can kind of make this happen? I said, well, yeah, I think about it and I get back with it. So, you know, I thought about it and I came up with a plan, and she may not have been able to see it at the time, but she took my word for it. She gathered us together. She just gave us, it wasn't really one of her come to Jesus type meetings. She let us know what we needed to do. There was no choice in the matter. She let us know that we had a timeline, and we just needed to make this happen, and she shared the plan with them. Now, if the plan had come from me, they possibly said, no way, we were going to do this. But it came from her, and she presented it in such a way that they bought into it. So during the time, which was the period of a month and maybe 2 weeks, you think? Okay, we were able, and we were all females, we were able to get the library in the state that it is today, okay? No one complained, no one did not show up. And we even have Miss Jackson here, who worked on another job, but she came in during the evening shift to help out. So Carolyn inspired us to put our best foot forward to make sure that we opened on the first day of classes, and we did. And I think that's because she can just talk to people and just get them to do a little bit more than what we thought we could do. And we were so empowered by that, and we bonded over that episode of moving into the library. And those are the 3 things that I just wanted to share with you about the person that I call my boss. Okay, before we go to our next speaker, I have a little thing entitled, How Well Do You Know Peace? Simone, or Shay, or Scott? Scott. You know, over the years, I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't sure, so I had to ask her last week. Just to make sure. Scott stands for her maiden name. Okay. Number 2, Carolyn graduated undergraduate school from Fisk University, Lane College, or Tennessee State?
Tennessee State.
Yes, Mr. Miles, you kind of let that go on here. But let me follow up and ask you, do you know what her major was?
It wasn't my first time.
What was that? Sociology. It was sociology, right. Okay, question number 3. Carolyn's first job at Shelby State. Was she hired as a children's librarian, as a library director, or an adjunct faculty member?
Adjunct faculty.
Adjunct faculty member, yes she was, and that was like mid-70s?
75.
75, yes. Okay, question number 4. Carolyn has a second master's degree. Is it in adult education, urban librarianship, or urban anthropology?
Anthropology.
Very good, urban anthropology. Okay, and question number 5. Before Carolyn came to Southwest Tennessee as our executive director, was she employed in a library in South Haven, Mississippi, Hernando, Mississippi, or Tunica, Mississippi? Fernando, Mississippi. Yeah, first regional.
All of the above.
And based upon that, that leads us to our next presenter, who will talk about Carolyn as a friend and a co-worker. And this is a friend of hers for some years, and we have the pleasure of asking Miss Judy Card to come forward and share with us. Please welcome her. Would you like a microphone?
I don't know, do I need a microphone? And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think I'm like maybe the third, in this room, I think I'm the person who's known her the longest, right after Dennis, Maxine, and then I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, I forgot about Miles too. Never mind. We'll forget that start. I've known Carolyn since I very first came to Memphis because I came to become the children's librarian at the South Branch. When I came there, Carolyn had been there just before I had because she'd been hired to be a job she didn't particularly want, which was the children's librarian at Cherokee. So already I'm just following along behind Carolyn, and I've kind of done that a whole lot during my career in Memphis and in Mississippi. Carolyn worked at a whole lot of positions in Memphis, and she also was brave enough to go on and pursue her master's degree during that time. She has had other jobs here in Memphis. She has taught she's taught some classes at the university level. She also was the assistant director for the Center for Independent Living. That's right. And she was also working for the Private Industry Council. So she's done a lot of stuff while she was managing libraries and in between. She was pretty brave. She went off to the Seattle area without any of us. And she also then came back and went closer to home to be in Nashville and closer to Daddy Scott and all of her family, until Catherine Nathan called her up and convinced her that she should go down to First Regional Library and be the assistant director there. Fortunately or not for me, she then called me and told me I should come down there. Now, Catherine, I love you dearly, but the reason I went was because of Carolyn. Because my tradition is to follow Carolyn. Now, Carolyn Head, when you first meet her, you may think that she's a very quiet person. You may think that. But then the longer you get to know her, the more you realize that you were in fact wrong. Carolyn might not shout real loudly, but she has a lot to say. And she also is generally correct, so she's not that far off when she thinks she's, Carolyn has done a whole lot of things. One of the things I really love about Carolyn is she has a vision of library service and what libraries can do, both in the public setting and in the university and academic setting, but she also has a view of what our community should be. She has done more than anyone I know in terms of consistently being active
in making a better world for all of the people who live in our community, her community, wherever that is, or in the world. She has been on the board of the National Council of Christians and Jews, transitioned that into the National Conference for Community Justice, and helped with the transition into Diversity Memphis. She's been active as long as I've known her, as long as we've done this part together. Memphis Literacy Council, and still active with Memphis with Literacy Mid-South. She has been involved with Common Ground and had a lot of input into that. She has worked with Women of Achievement over the years, and I'm not even going to keep listing stuff because I won't be able to get it all, but she has a vision and she sticks to it. One thing I would also say about Carolyn is this. She and I have shared an addiction to thrift stores. I see if she was wearing anything I recognized. We really do like to exchange clothes with each other, or mostly I tend to give clothes to her, but you know, occasionally her kids will force her to give me something. And it's always really nice. Recently I kind of hinted around and something has showed up on temporary loan at my house. Carolyn is always doing the unexpected. She is the person that you're not sure what she's going to do next, but what she did for her 60th birthday, for those of you who do not know, is she leapt out of an airplane with a parachute. I don't know what she's going to do in retirement, but I know she's not going to sit down. I'm secretly hoping that we are going to open up our long-standing fantasy plan of our feminist used clothing bookstore performance space. Wait for it. But whatever she does, it's going to be just amazing. And Carolyn, I love being your friend, and good luck in your retirement. I know it's going to be fabulous.
Our next person on our schedule. We wanted to have something that was a bit special. So we have a jazz saxophonist here, a professional jazz saxophonist. He has been one for 25 years. He is a former employee here. I just showed you a glimpse of his website. He does many concerts around the city. He has started the Michael Townsend Project, has his own band. So please welcome Mr. Michael Townsend.
All the things that I've heard today about Carolyn, during the short time that I've met you, during the time I was here, I believe everything that they said. She carried herself in a way where a very, very leadership type personality. I just picked it up from the moment that I met. I heard you like school jazz, and I brought a number to you that I'm hoping that you'll recognize. It's a number by Mr. Grover Washington Jr. And the title of it is Mr. Magic. And actually, when Vivian called me, and give Vivian a round of applause. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. But when she called me, she said she wanted me to do one number, and of course I'm not a one number person, but she said, Michael, we're going to keep it nice and sweet and everything, so we're going to keep this nice and sweet for you, okay? The title is Mr. Magic by Mr. Grover Washington Jr. I may have to adjust the sound.
JudyJohnson.net. Okay, so we're moving on to the passion years. Passion. What does a person love? What is dear to their hearts? As Judy has already told you, what's really dear to her heart is first libraries, and then her community service activities. There's one other thing that Carolyn really enjoys, and that's working with students. So while she has been here at Southwest, she has been a mentor. And oftentimes, she will sometimes talk about some of the students that she's been a mentor of. And one person that has stood out in her conversation is a person that she has mentioned that she has encouraged him to attend one of our webinars to learn more about the library. And then I found out that the person had actually attended the webinar and then he had requested some books. So he was using what she shared with him. So I thought it would be nice if you heard from a student. So talking about my mentor, we have Mr. Herman L. Dickey.
How's everybody doing? All right. This is a wonderful occasion to celebrate a truly wonderful person, and all of the things that I've heard about her so far are things that I have come to know and love about her in the time that we've known each other. When I was on my way here, I was thinking about what I was going to say, and my mind went back to a conversation that I had with some friends of mine a couple of days ago. They are all marketing majors and they are like really into this whole branding thing. And so we were talking about slogans that have stood the test of time and made their spot in history. And so one guy was saying that whenever you talk about bringing good things to life, you think about GE. When you talk about caring enough to send your very best, you think about Hallmark. When you go to a restaurant and you order a drink, you tell them you want the real thing, they know that you want a Coca-Cola. All three of those things made me think about the reason and the person that we're here to celebrate today. When I thought about enrolling in school, I met her, I guess you could say by accident, but it really wasn't by accident. And I presented her with my list of challenges. I presented her with the fact that I was 40 years old and didn't really think that going back to school was the right thing for me to do at that age. And yes, she threw that out the window. So then I presented her with the challenges of not really having the resources to afford the tuition and the books and all of those other things that were required. And yeah, she tossed that one out the window too. So then I presented her with the challenge of working full time, and working in the nonprofit sector, there's no such thing as a 40-hour work week. You work around the clock. She threw that excuse out the window too. So the last challenge that I presented to her was something that was really kind of near and dear to me. I presented her with the challenge of a scar that had kind of been left on me back in high school when our guidance counselor called my parents to the school, and she told them right before graduation, I really don't think that Herman has what it takes to succeed in a college environment. She said, I really think that we need to learn the skill, go get him a nice little blue-collar job somewhere and be okay. And I shared that with her, and she told me, but she lied. Well, a year ago, I believe, when I was inducted into Phi Theta Kappa, right, she was right there with me. And through every step of my journey here at Southwest, as well as other endeavors throughout my life, Miss Carolyn has literally been my friend, she has been my mentor, and in my book, she's my guardian angel. And that's why it was my honor to be here today to say to you, thank you. Because just like GE, you brought many good things to my life. We live in a world where people make promises and they have good intentions, but they don't always come through. But just like Coca-Cola, you've been the real thing. And because you have literally held my hand and walked with me in every aspect of my educational career, I can say like Hallmark that you cared enough to give me your very best. And for that, I salute you, I congratulate you on your retirement, and I love you.
started us out by looking at Carolyn as a young person. As a staff, we have collected pictures of Carolyn in the work environment, and I would like to share that video with you now.
Put on my blue suede shoes and boarded the plane. Touchdown, Delta blues in the middle of the pouring rain. WC Handy, won't you look down over me? Yeah, I got a first class ticket, but I'm as blue as a boy can be. Then I'm walking in Memphis, just walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue, followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through. Now security did not see him, they just heard around his tomb. But there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room. When I was walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? They've got catfish on the table. They've got gospel in the air. And Reverend Green, be glad to see you when you haven't got a prayer. Boy, you got a prayer in Memphis. Muriel plays piano every Friday at the Hollywood, and they brought me down to see her, and they asked me if I would. But do a little number, and I sang with all my might. She said, tell me, are you a Christian child? And I said, ma'am, I am tonight. Walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Put on my touchdown in the land of the Delta blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. Touchdown in the land of the Delta blues, in the middle of the pouring rain.
Okay, so did you catch the significance of the song?
Yeah.
Started out in Memphis, and been in Seattle, and Nashville, and Mississippi, and she's back in Memphis. So that was our tribute to you. Okay, so the next thing that we have is something called Let's Make a Deal. It's going, can you help me with the bags here? Okay, so we just want to play a little game, Carolyn, to just see just how well your memory is, okay? Bags. Not too close to her, I don't want her looking at them.
Yeah, she's already started.
But the bags have been numbered as 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the way this game will actually go, Carolyn, is that I asked 3 people to think about the first time that they met you and to give me a brief description of it, okay? So the way this game will work is that I will allow you to pick one of these 3, okay? If you're able to guess who the person is, you can get 2 gift bags. If you're not, because this is your day, we will allow you to choose one of them. Okay, so I want you to choose one, and I will read it. Okay. Thank you. Place the other two. It says, we worked together at Memphis Public Library about 1974 through 75. Carolyn was one of 4 African-American professionals hired there. Her lifting smile as is singing happily remains a treasured memory. Who is the person that shared that?
Maxine?
She is correct. Very good. Now, with Let's Make a Deal, we got a little twist with this. You know that you can get 2 bags, right? But will you choose the bag that is some goodies that we have purchased? Or will you choose the bag that is just filled with just old newspapers? Or will you choose the bag that we have re-gifted by just taking things out of your office? So, my question to you is, do you want to take a chance and answer another one to get all 3, or do you want to just stick with the 2?
I'll take a chance.
So out of the 2. Okay, this one says, the first time I met Carolyn, like some of you, I thought of Toni Braxton in the library. Lucky for us. She did not sing. Sorry, I heard you sing, Carolyn. For her non-singing ability, she made up with her style, her humor, and her knowledge. Not only did she have library smarts, but a talent for writing and handling a large budget. She is one smart cookie, or should I say a cakey. Happy retirement, Carolyn, and please no more jumping out of planes. Okay. So who do you think?
Would you read that again?
The longest one, and I have to read it. Okay, the first time I met Carolyn, like some of you, I thought Toni Braxton in the library. Lucky for us. She did not sing. Sorry, I heard you sing. However, her non-singing ability, she made up for it with her style, her humor, and knowledge. Not only did she have library smarts, but a talent for writing and handling a large budget. She's one smart cookie, or should I say a smart cakey. Happy retirement, Carolyn, and no more jumping out of planes.
I am going to say Dr. Wade.
Dr. Wade, no. Should she get a second? Yeah. Let's go for a second guess.
Think budget.
Right? Big budget. Is the person actually here?
No. Person is not here. Something came up at the last one. They had planned to be here.
You're no chance.
You did that?
Dr. Bassett?
I think they belong to you anyway.
It's a former coworker. One of my former coworkers.
Betty?
Betty Moore. Okay, so you know that you're gonna get all 3 bags, but let's just try this last one, okay? Last one. 'Cause I kinda like this one. I was first introduced to Carolyn in 1995, and I felt she was a little uppity. But she grew on me. She was professional and well abreast of social issues and community issues. And we have been each other's sounding boards and support system ever since. I won't trade her for the world.
Don't ask me about the way.
It was Dr. Yes, it was Dr. Wade. All of these gifts are for you, so if you would just share one of them with with our guests here to see some of the things that you have.
I'm gonna take the one that says number 1. Oh, the retirement tribute, all of this is on here? Okay.
No, this is the video.
The video.
From mine.
That's good. Jack, is it really Jack Purvis?
Yes, it is.
Is it like Jack Purvis gives to the liver? Oh, gift card signed by 1 billion people with a lot of money. Let's see, I love all this. All of us in the Southwest, water and paper. Drop the mic. No, they know I have lost cars. Another Southwest.
Okay, so just so you would know, we do not have any gifts or anything like that. The other bags have purple fingernail polish in it for you. We have some jewelry that was made for you and some other memorabilia items. So we hope that you like everything that we have. Okay? Okay, so the next part is we have our recognition. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the planning committee are still outside trying to get things set up, and are they pretty close to them coming out? Very good. So I would just like to share with you who the planning committee members are, and if they are in here, if they would just stand up. So we have Teresa Brewster, we have Linda Bryant, we have Betty Buchanan, Marianne Clay has been assisting me over here, Gloria Hayden, LaShawna Jackson, Velvet McCullum, Jackie McClain, Teresa Mays, Vivian Stewart, and our chairperson is Marcy Vaughn. And if you would, just ask Marcy, to step in because she's been our chairperson to kind of keep everything going. So when we decided that we wanted to do this, Marcy was the most logical person because we know that she had knowledge of dealing with foods and different things. She's kind of kept us on task. So I just want you to kind of meet her. This is our chairperson, Marcy. I wanted them to meet you. Okay, so as we are looking at some other recognitions, I want to personally thank everyone who participated on the program today. Mr. Miles, special thank you for your video. We really enjoyed that. Mr. Dennis, where is he? Thank you for reading the poem and escorting your mom in here. Mr. Taylor, we love your song. Miss Judy, thank you. Mr. Herman. Michael has his. Herman. Okay. Yeah, I gave Michael his early on when he first came in, Mr. Herman. If it had not been for you all agreeing this probably would not have worked this great. I hope it did. Did it work out fine? Okay. So if you are happy we were able to make this work, and I thank you so much for that. I would also, did you have a?
I just want to add, I know I'm not on program, but I just got something special I really need to say.
Okay.
I'm Rosalind Williams and I work at Duplicating Services here on the campus. I I met her when I became an employee here in Southwest. And she has really been a mentor to me, but she's been my Tweety Bird friend. I really, truly miss you. So God bless you, Godspeed, and I hope, wish you the very best.
I would like to recognize the physical plant people, maybe your services, and also the nursing department for allowing us to come over here at the very last moment. I know that there may be some former co-workers or present co-workers who have worked up under Carolyn, so I wanted to recognize you. If any of you are here, would you just stand up to be recognized? Anybody who has worked with Carolyn? Carolyn's daughters, Skype with her early on. Okay, so she wanted to make sure that I shared that with you.
They want to make sure that you all know what they can.
Okay, I know that there are lots of librarians who are here, who Carolyn has been friends with for years, so let's recognize the librarians who are here. Would you all We do have some Southwest people, families who are here, so let's recognize our Southwest attendees. And a very special group is Carolyn's family, so let's recognize her family. Okay, so this brings us.
I want you to recognize my pastor, spiritual leader, and his wife.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Battle.
And Mr. Battle, who the former time, why do you stand on the Southwest? Okay, so before we venture out for the mix and mingle, I think that it will only be right and appropriate for our guest of honor to give us our closing remarks.
Thank Vivian for organizing this. This is what she's like all the time as a work person. I would not have managed to be here as long if it were not for Vivian. I told her over and over again, if she left, I would have to leave. I just could not manage without her being here. And wonderful staff. I don't want to get started in thanking people, but in terms of Southwest people, I really want to thank Dr. Wade, who I did not like when I she has been a great colleague, a mentor, a friend, a sounding board, and has meant a lot to me in my career here. And even Harry, you know, I could always talk to Harry about something. He always kept me abreast of what was going on. He's always been especially generous and gracious and telling me, don't worry about that. You're just taking this too seriously, and helping me to stay grounded. And my retiree study friends, Regina and Dixie and Maxine, we take classes together. First time I'll be able to take classes during the daytime. I've already registered for fall classes, so that's very exciting. I shouldn't just start naming people. So, and my people from First Regional, my boss who allowed me to come back to Memphis and work in First Regional, Catherine Nathan, and we got Penny and David, and Judy, who we just had great fun together in Mississippi. And Judy, my travel buddy, we went to Africa together to visit my daughter. And if you're living in very, 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 very close quarters with someone, you need to have someone that you like. And
have a single argument. Except about that cat.
We have a lot of stories. We had a cat, and I tried to make Judy wake up at some disgusting early time in the morning to take a picture of the cat in my bed. That's all the time. We just had a very difficult time. And of course, my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece, up front, my sister-in-law has always been so gracious to put up with my brother and make sure. I should stop and Lane Blanchard and Anna, Anna's in I have a breakfast group I attend on Wednesday mornings, the people that help me keep grounded, and Anna's part of that, and that's just been such a blessing. And Eric, who I hired when he was, how old were you, Eric?
Eric?
18.
18, worked at the Vance Library. We met him when he was at South, Judy and I were at South Branch, and he was a page in the neighborhood. We hired him.
Vance?
Yeah, at Vance. No, he was at South Branch, and I hired him to work at Vance in his first real job.
And I've been with the city 35 years.
Benjamin Head, there's, we have a history. My spiritual leader, Floridia Jackson, she's the one that, between her and, look, I've lost my memory here. John, they're the ones that helped me come to a decision about retiring, one by asking questions, one by saying just the right thing at the right moment to help me get to that place. And just everyone that's been here, and Dr. Ford at U of M, who's always been a good librarian role model, just wonderful. And Dr. Calhoun, who's allowed me to work with the mentees, wonderful SMARTS program here at Southwest, and where I met Mr. Herman Dickey, who he's been a great inspiration to me. So I'm sure I've left someone off. I apologize. If you're here, you're special. So that's really, really special as well. I apologize if I left anyone off. That is special. Thank you so much for coming.
Shirley's official last day would be the end of the month, but we will place this up in the library. So now, of course, we have our mix and mingle, and I want you to know that when we were trying to decide what we would do about the food, immediately the staff says, we can do it. We don't need any help, we can do it. So the food that you will experience has been, has that special touch because co-workers have actually cooked this food. But I want you to know that Dr. Wade also has a dish that's out there on the table. So please exit and enjoy the food. Thank you all so much for coming.
Is this thing on? I've been asked to share some of my memories of growing up with Carolyn. I'll keep this brief because I could really talk about our childhood for hours. My first memory was that I was a happy 11-month-old baby boy. And then suddenly this precocious but beautiful little girl showed up. Her name was Carolyn. I immediately accepted my responsibilities as her protector and as her torturer. By torturer, I mean I did things such as when she first started walking, I was so jealous of her walking and the attention she received that I pushed her on a hot stove. I believe she still has those scars today that testify to that level of torture. As a protector, the kids in the neighborhood growing up knew you don't mess with Miles' little sister. Then as we got older and in middle school and high school, other kids knew they didn't mess with Carolyn because either I would get them or my best friends who also loved Carolyn would take care of them. We grew up poor, but my mother and father provided for us many educational tools such as magazines and house to read, They struggled to buy and pay for an encyclopedia, but we had those. There was never any real sibling rivalry between us. We both accomplished certain goals. We both had our own level of achievements and accomplishments. I've been told by people who followed her in high school, that is North, and at TSU in the honors program, that she was a living legend. However, I think the living legend part was really in her mind. But yet I'll accept what my friends told me, that she was a legend. Now, Carolyn began her career in library science in 1974, and for almost 44 years, she has been a legend in the Memphis area in library services. Now, Carolyn, as you prepare to retire, our prayers and hopes and aspirations are that you will enjoy your retirement years. You'll be able to do many things you've wanted to do more traveling, do more reading, finish projects. So as I close out, let's take a look at some of the pictures that show how wonderful our childhood years are. So Carolyn, we love you, and we hope you enjoy your retirement to the fullest. Bye.